Hello, my friends, and welcome to this week's episode of the Greenlight Weekend Podcast. As always, I am your host, Brian Nystrom, and this show does have a sponsor. Our sponsor is Dead Room Comedy. Dead Room Comedy is a comedy group and production company based in Denver, Colorado. It is comprised of four very funny stand-up comedians, Josh Emerson, Jacob Jonas, Elliot Weber, and Jeff motherfucking Stonick. They are very powerful. Go support them. Go follow them on all their social media at Dead Room Comedy. Check out their YouTube channel, Dead Room Comedy, and their website, deadroomcomedy.com. If you want to find any of their upcoming live shows, anything they're doing, you can go to their Instagram, and they have a Linktree bio. It is also in the description of this here episode. So go ahead and click on that, and go support my friends over at Dead Room Comedy. All right, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. We got a very fun episode for you today. Surprisingly powerful guest. This lady is Katarina Kippelow. She is cute. She has a meek voice. She has such a likability about her, but inside is darkness. Inside is chaos. I believe she may have sold her soul to the devil to be funny because she is fucking hilarious. Everything she says is fucking funny. She's telling dark-ass stories, and you can't help but laugh. I love Katarina Kippelow. She won the open mic contest on Tuesday for the second time. She keeps taking my money there. It bothers me because she doesn't always sign up, but when she does, she fucking knocks it out of the park. I'm always there, and I never win. I won once. I did win once. Fuck Sean Lubin, too. He's won a couple times. That was the theme of the mic on Tuesday. Fuck Sean Lubin, which was hilarious. Yeah, super funny episode. It may have started just a touch slow, but once we got her going, it was like a wind-up toy, and me and Jadrian just sat back and laughed and were in shock and awe. It was fantastic. She has a checkered past with roommates, slash fuck buddies, slash boyfriends, slash felons, slash men. She has a checkered past with men and women, as it turns out. But she's super funny. I'm excited. I mentioned Sean Lubin. Me, Sean Lubin, and Jadrian Long are going to Tucson this next week. We're doing the Monday, Tuesday mics. Monday at Starlight, 8 p.m. Tuesday at 11th Street, 8 p.m. I will be hosting that show. So please come give us some love. We could really use some motherfucking love. And as all stand-up comics could, if you hear about a comedy show and you don't genuinely have something you have to do, just go show some love. I guarantee somebody makes you laugh. I guarantee you'll have a good time with some sets. Some you might hate. Some are going to be awesome. Oh yeah, tonight at Old Timers Cafe. This is Friday, Old Timers Cafe. We are doing Drunken Spelling Bee. I will be one of the judges alongside Sean Lubin. I do not know who else. There are 4 judges. Maybe Jadrian. Seems like the 3 of us are on a lot of things together, so I'm just guessing. I haven't paid that much attention, but Comic Uprising is putting on a Drunken Spelling Bee. I know I'm one of the judges. Go sign up. It's a buy-in situation. There's rounds to it. You have to spell these hard words. If you miss, we make fun of you, which is fun. But I think you get a chance to buy back in, which makes it take longer, but also makes the prize money that much bigger, boy. Yeah, you are playing for prize money, cold, hard cash. Go sign up for that shit today. It is at Old Timers at 8. Go get it, son. Okie dokie. Yeah, like I said, we're going to Tucson. I know I have a couple booked shows. I don't remember exactly where. I'm terrible at promoting, but if you're in Tucson, come hit us up. Yeah, we're going to Phoenix on Thursday the 3rd. We're going to hit up Josh Harrison's mic at a pizza place. And then I guess there's another mic across the street. I don't know. Josh Harrison is one of my favorite people in Phoenix. I love that motherfucker. And it also gives me a chance to go see my mama, which is awesome. She lives in Phoenix. I'm excited. We're going to stay with her for a night. I've already threatened Sean Lubin and Jadrian's lives to be nice to my mother, who is giving us a place to stay, or I will murder them. My mom is totally happy helping me bury a body. She has said it in the past. Shout out to Dave Oakley. Okie dokie. Yeah, I think that's it. I know I've said we had a lot of banger episodes in the past. This one is a fucking banger. This is a do not miss episode. If you made it this long in the intro, you better make it to the end of the motherfucking podcast because it is on fire, son. Katarina is a crazy person, and I love her. Yeah, she is a comic at heart, whether she signs up all the time or not. She is a motherfucking stand-up comedian, and we're trying to talk her into doing it more and more regularly so she can be on some book shows, maybe make a little cheddar, and we need more comics to fill our book shows. I'm grateful to be on as many as I am, but Dolores is starting to hate me. Yeah, it's hard to write a new 10 minutes every 3 weeks to a month. That's just facts. At least 10 minutes that you're happy to tell in front of a packed room. All right, let's stop blabbering. Ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to Ethan Esparza and the Chava people for the intro, outro music. I'm extremely appreciative of them, and we got a good one for you today. Everybody get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, this is episode 173 with my friend Katarina Kippelow. This is a perfect way to start a very special episode.
Yeah, dude. What's up, Penny? How you doing?
Yeah, Penny's here. Penny Kippelow, everybody.
I'm good.
Or Katarina.
The Kip Master.
Is that what you go by? Do you do a lot of kips?
No.
That means nothing.
No. I know there's kipping pull-ups, which is what I was thinking of. But no, do a lot of kips means nothing.
Do you see these guns on her, dude? She's got them.
She's fucking scary, bro. I've been intimidated by... I almost said Kippy. I've been intimidated by Katarina since I met her.
Yeah, exact opposite. I heard...
Well, the first 5 times I met her, she acted like she didn't fucking know me. So.
I didn't recognize
I know. That's why it's a joke.
I still have trouble. Sometimes people...
Yeah, I always try to, like, talk before I touch you. Because I don't want to...
Well, so there was this one time I went to, it was the El Rancho mic, and Drew Mitchell was on. But he wasn't wearing his beanie.
Right.
So I didn't know it was Drew Mitchell. And so I was like, oh, my God, this guy's doing all the Drew Mitchell's jokes.
What a fucking asshole.
And then I realized, like, halfway through that it actually was Drew Mitchell. Like,
the beard didn't tip you off?
I saw the beard. I just did the beanie was gone, and I didn't recognize him at all.
Yeah, you have a prosopagnosia.
Prosopagnosia.
Keeps you from recognizing faces. You have missed me on dates because I wore something different.
I was mad
Really?
at you.
Yeah.
I was mad. I was supposed to meet Jay at a bar, and
He's like waving.
no, I got in there, and I was sitting in the bar for like a while, like at least 20 minutes, and I was like, man, he said, like 7 o'clock. And so Jeffrey was bartending, and he's like, who are you waiting for? I was like, Jadrian. Like, he's supposed to meet here like 20 minutes ago. And he's like, he's been here the whole time. And I looked around. I looked at everybody, and I was like, where is he? And he pointed at him. He was wearing glasses that day. And I was like, Jay doesn't wear glasses. So that pissed me off.
Do you wear glasses? Do you wear contacts?
I'm supposed to.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be wearing some kind of glasses.
But it's not terrible.
Yeah, I don't have like shit vision.
I do.
Yeah. So I can get by until I'm of a much older age.
I almost crashed my car because I was scratching my nose earlier. Like, for real. I can see yellow and white, and everything else is just, like, chaos.
I could see like this far before it starts to get blurry, so I have to wear contacts. And
Yeah, I used to be a contact guy, and then I ran out one day, and I was poor, so I went to the glasses, and then I didn't get less poor for quite some time, you know what I mean? So I just got used to it, and now when I wear contacts, like 6 hours in, my eyes are bugging the fuck out of me.
Oh,
yeah. I only wear them like half the day. When I work both jobs, like 16 hours, I only wear them to my second job.
Yeah, you're a real workhorse. You're gonna kill yourself working.
I know. That's why I'm going blind, they think.
Really?
Yeah, I lost my peripheral vision. They keep thinking I have a brain tumor. But after like 4 MRIs, they're like, I mean, I guess not, but I have high blood pressure now. And
Because you work too much?
I don't know.
How much money do you need?
I am in debt.
Like a lot?
It's a lot to me.
Does it have to do with crashing a vehicle?
It's really to do with a lot of my roommates. One of them opened 3 credit cards under my name and ran up the credit. And
what a piece of shit.
And I tried to file a police report about it, and they're like, well, we can't prove that it was him. And I was like, they're all Venmo transfers to his account, you know?
Right.
I was like, I don't have any of that, and a bunch of those green dot cards, I guess. And but they were like, that's not enough proof.
So other people put you in debt?
That and my dog. She had to have like $10,000 surgery.
Ooh.
And then she died anyway.
Bummer.
And then my other dog needed $3,000 eye surgery. So it's just.
I'd let a dog go blind.
We killed that bitch.
But yeah, I guess that's mostly what I'm doing. I'm just trying to pay it off really fast because the interest rate is like 23%.
Oh my gosh.
But you've also always kind of like had a full schedule of work. Like I've known you more than any of the comics in town. You're probably the person besides my baby mama that I've known the longest in town. And you've always had like a really hard work ethic.
Yeah,
and
when
I've definitely seen you drive yourself to the limit.
I can't. I don't know.
What happens when you get to the limit?
If
Kill a dog?
Scrape a cat off of a freeway.
Dude, I don't know. I'm supposed to go to therapy, I guess, but I don't do that. So when I'm alone too long, I just get really sad. So if I just work tons and tons and tons, I don't feel anything, I guess.
Do you think it has anything to do with you living in the middle of nowhere?
I might have a roommate for you. By the way, anybody listening, if you know of somebody looking for a room, Katarina is looking for a roommate.
Yeah, you got to go through us though. You got to be vetted. All right. None of this.
Yeah, we can't let you choose your own roommates anymore.
You know, that's what my best friend's name is Jeffrey, and he vetoes like guys I date because I have terrible choice in people.
Yeah.
And so he
I mean, we dated for a while, so that's proof right there.
Yeah, I'm dating him now, and I fucking hate it.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's bad for his mental health. He's slowly falling apart.
Yes.
But yeah, my friends do that too. They'll veto pretty much anyone that I date. That's why I'm single, I guess.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
I can't make my own choices.
First time I met you, you were dressed up as Alice from Alice in Wonderland on the street. And I
God, that costume was so hot.
It was fucking
God, that costume was hot as fuck.
I know. And then we talked. And then you came downstairs.
Yeah.
And I said something else to you. And you were like, cool. And just walked away. And I was like, well, I guess she hates me.
I did know everybody in comedy. Because that's when I met you as well. Was when you were wearing that Alice costume.
Yeah.
But I definitely hung out with you a lot more than everybody else. I was like a real barfly. I kind of just stayed at the bar because I was like, she's cute. I want to hang out.
You did that. You came in at the beginning of my shift, and I got a lot of stories and stuff. And you were like, you should do stand up, and I was like, oh, I don't know. And then anyway, that's what you're the one that got me to go on the stage, I guess.
Is Jay Drew the reason you started hanging out at stand up?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
good job, Jay. Brought us a good one.
No, I try to bring people in. There was a guy at the show last night. His name is Alex, and I'm trying to get him to start as well, or at least come out frequently enough to like get to know people. I try to find them when they're weak,
We can tell
when they've lost all of their friends or they've just moved here. I'm just like, hey, you should come to comedy.
Lost soul.
You seem like you're having a real rough time. You know what's great for that? Comedy.
Unless you want to start doing comedy and then it gets rougher. I don't know. You've been good almost every time you've been on stage. I've seen you maybe do poorly once or twice. But
yeah, I've literally only seen you kind of bomb like once.
Was it last week?
And even then you still got
I felt like
reactions.
I did the same set last week that I did like yesterday though.
You just weren't in it.
Yeah.
Because I felt like forced to do it. Like that
was my bad.
I have so much anxiety like when I go up. Like I'm shaking like and so I work a set to death for like 3 months and then I go up and people are like, well, see, you're so good at it. It's like, yeah, because I've literally been doing this every single day, like hours and hours every day until I'm finally like ready to go.
A lot of people don't understand like the actual like like mental work that you have to do before you perform stand up. Like if you ever see Brian just fucking pacing in the back of the room like a goddamn
like
psychopath.
shadow boxing.
Yeah, that's his getting shaky and fucking nervous because he needs to fucking move.
My voice has like shaken on stage before. So
Yeah.
I'm like, like, and then especially if the first joke doesn't work and everybody's just like
Oh, yeah.
clearly like, fuck
It's some
you.
scary shit, and you just want to shut down fucking immediately.
Yeah.
So you gotta dig
So
deep, find it
like,
funny.
You're not alone.
No, everybody
Yeah,
gets nervous.
Literally every single one of us
Well, you know,
Except
it's funny,
Jason.
hates this.
Except Jason.
except for Jason.
He's a serial killer. He's not afraid of anything.
He's got otherworldly confidence.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking, I had to do, I've always been scared of like public speaking, and I had to take a public speech class in college, and I was so terrified to take that class, but I had to take it for general ed, and I did this thing where I just was like, oh, maybe if I like make people laugh, like I'll be all right. And so, and this is like summertime California, like 110 degrees. And I did this speech on Canada, and I showed up in full like snow boots and like a big giant coat and earmuffs and everything, and just didn't mention it. Like, I didn't go, I didn't go on stage, or I didn't go up like. And my teacher was so angry. And every single speech I ever did, I was trying to make people laugh. And my very last speech was like a really funny one. I got a standing ovation, and I did fail the class.
What a bitch ass teacher
She
do you
was
have?
so mad.
That's stand-up comedy right
'cause
there.
That was her critique every time. Like, you need to stop trying to be funny. This is a speech class. You need to be more serious.
Because this bitch wasn't funny.
And so like,
She wasn't funny. Yeah.
I was like, I just don't know how
Bet
to
she
go
had
up
no
there.
friends. Fuck that bitch.
For sure.
Oh man, she hated me, and she was so mad when I got that standing ovation to the very end. But anyway,
If you can't pass with a standing O, I've never had a standing O. I try hard.
Oh, my legs always give out when I have a standing
well,
out.
it was
Facts.
like this thing. It was this thing. The last speech of the semester was supposed to be an award speech to somebody in the class. So at the very beginning of the year, you pick somebody's name, and you're kind of supposed to like watch them throughout the semester and like figure out what to say about them, like.
Stalking class.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird thing, and so but I didn't really pay attention to this guy. Like, he was a regular, average dude.
Just a white dude.
Never recognized
It was.
him.
He was
Yeah.
just some regular guy, and anyway, it's not like he was like always on time. It's not like his speeches are mediocre, like it was just a freaking speech class. But he showed up in a suit every day, so I was like, man. You know who else wears a suit every day is Clark Kent. So my entire speech was based on him like having a secret identity as like Superman. My teacher was so mad. It's supposed to be really about but he was so happy. He even saw me 2 years later walking, and he ran up to me, and he's like, "Hey," and of course I don't know who he is, so I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, it's me, it's Sean. I'm not wearing a suit today, but like, I still have that award you gave me. I keep it on my desk at work.
Oh, man.
Blah, blah, blah.
That's the most special he's ever felt in his life.
He did. He
and
was
you gave
so
that to
happy.
Him. Oh,
well, because like
that's
you're not
sad.
supposed to say anything bad about him. So like one of the things people will be like, oh, they're always on time, or but he like wasn't, and so I was like, I have to assume he's saving people from a burning building or stopping a
why he's
bank
late
robbery.
all the time.
And so anyway, my teacher
Maybe he was selling drugs.
Ooh.
That's why I was always late to fucking public speaking class. I was late 3 times, and the bitch was like, well, I'm dropping you 2 letter grades.
Practicing business.
Yeah, fucking public speaking. Look at me now. Not scared.
Perfectly fine public speaker.
I'm not scared except for the hour before I go on stage for 5 minutes. The well-rehearsed material.
It's terrifying. But see, like, I know it doesn't seem like it. I feel like I've only gone up like a handful of times, but like that's all I think about. I just have my notebook, and I'm always like making notes.
I mean,
and I always
that's how it starts.
Mhm.
You got the bug, and for some
I
reason,
don't.
your dumbass doesn't capitalize on it. There's so many times that I've talked about you to people and just been like, squandered talent. Just
That's what we're calling this episode.
squandered talent.
Well, it's funny. Okay, so there was this. I record all my sets, like every single one of them, and there was one where I felt like I bombed. Even listening to it again, I was like, I don't hear any laughter.
Mm-hmm.
And like 4 different people have come up to me, like in Durango, been like, "Oh my God, you're the stand-up comedian. You're the one that does that dead cat story." And I was like, man, that wasn't even like a good set, And like,
Speaking of the dead cat story, that is definitely a story you should tell for the podcast.
I'm interested. I've probably heard it, but I'm so self-involved during comedy that I don't pay attention.
Well, because like,
I'll laugh, but I don't retain.
well, cause see, like a lot of like like Jade and I were talking about last night. Like a lot of my stories are like really fucked up, but then I start telling them and people laugh.
Mhm.
Then I was like, oh, maybe I can like talk about that in a funny setting, And so I was actually going to work, and I told my boss I was like really upset. I was like, the cops just won't stop harassing me around here. And he's like, well, how are you driving? I was like, I wasn't driving. I was on the side of the road with a garbage bag and a shovel. And so anyway, he just starts laughing. He's like, stop talking. So,
I want to hear the rest of the fucking story.
well, see, my cats went missing, and there was like a dead cat on the side of like Bayfield Parkway, which is like parallel to my house. So I was like, maybe it's mine, but it's like middle of winter. There's like a little layer of snow on it. Its eyes are all frozen, and white. So I was like, it might be mine, but it might not be. I don't know. So I go back to my car, and I, grab the shovel and the garbage bag or whatever to take it, So I can get chip checked or whatever. And 2 cop cars pulled out. And they're like, hey, ma'am, what are you doing? And I was like, minding my own business, officers. What are you doing?
Great answer.
Well, they're always messing with me, and so I'm not doing shit. I'm just minding my own business, like
Picking up dead cats.
And
I got my shovel in my bag. I'm doing nothing.
Fucking leave me alone.
I did, because I know in some states it's illegal to take animals off the side of the road. So I said, "Is this illegal? Am I not allowed to do this?" And they're like, "I mean, I guess you can, but why are you doing it at 3:00 in the morning?"
It's a red flag. If I was a cop, I would probably stop as well.
I was bartending. I just got off work, but like, why'd they even stop, And they're like, oh, we just wanted to see if you needed any help. And then they got back in their car and proceeded to not help me, like, get this frozen cat into a bag. And so it's like legs are all frozen. It's probably been dead for at least a day. And so I get it in there, and I wanted, I wanted to get the chip checked at the Humane Society, but I couldn't go because I was working the next morning, and I didn't want to thaw in my yard. So I asked my friend to go take it in, and he just took it right in. He didn't even ask, like, hey, I got this cat. Like, is it cool if I bring it? He just brought this bag of cat in with its frozen legs sticking out the side.
Dude, I love that phrase, bag of cat.
Well, he did. He held it up, and he was like, right over the counter. And he was like, my friend is crazy and thinks this might be her cat. Can you check? And they were like, oh, yeah, we know who she is. And I'm like, how the fuck do they know who I am? Like, he didn't say my name or anything. He didn't describe me. Like, I seem like the type to bring in a dead cat. Like, that's really messed up. So I was pretty upset about the whole thing. And
listen, if you were telling me the story dressed as Alice the first time I had met you, I'd be like,
Will you marry me?
No, you definitely look like the type of person to bring a cat in.
We've talked quite a few times. Doesn't like surprise me.
Anyway.
Bag
But yeah,
of
I
cat.
did. I called you that very night. I was so upset. And you were like, stop being sassy to the cops. That's why they don't like you.
That's because I'm always like doing something actively wrong that I know that I'm doing. So whenever I have an interaction with a cop,
Lie. Yeah.
no, I'm just like, nah, you were right, man. I fucked up.
Really?
I'm glad you're doing your job, buddy.
I've been pulled over for drunk driving 3 times, and I don't drink and drive. And yeah.
How's her driving?
Oh, it's terrible.
It's
Well, I'm okay. So I tried
Terrifying.
to take my driver's license away a couple times because they did the peripheral thing,
Hmm.
and so anyway, I think that's part of. But like if I asked the doctor, can you take it away? And they're like, no, we got to see you a couple more times to like fill out paperwork and all that.
You
So I
stopped going.
just don't go to that doctor again. And then I let
Fucking
I let the next
great
doctor
joke.
discover that I shouldn't have a driver's license. But anyway, yeah, I was pulled over on Main, and I get out, I got pulled over, and so the cop was like, ma'am, have you been drinking tonight? And I was like, oh, no, sir, I just got off work. I was working at Applebee's at the time. He's like, well, I've worked at a bar, too, before I know what it's like. And I was like, well, I'm not speaking for you, officer, but I don't drink when I work. And that did piss him off. So he was like, do you mind doing a sobriety test? I was like, well, no, because I'm sober. So I get out and I pass the sobriety test, and he looks me in the eyes like all squinting. He's like, are you sure you're not on any drugs that prevent you from being able to drive? And I was like, no, I'm just a bad driver.
God,
And so
God, you're so ballsy.
And you're like a joke machine.
Yeah, dude. It's
Everything you say.
No, you know what? I was talking at work. I just like I was saying last night. I just am really matter of fact about everything. Like I'm not like,
Yeah, me too. Unless I'm talking to cops. I lie.
Well, they need to
lie,
stop.
lie.
They're just
They need to
okay.
stop.
Hold on. The thing about cops is you don't admit to anything. Like if I was drinking and driving, which I wasn't, I still wouldn't say it.
Right.
So like my car makes a weird sound when I go 70, and so I already knew that beforehand. So like I knew I wasn't going 70, but the cop pulled me over, and I was speeding a little bit, and she's like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And I was like, "Nope." And she was like, "I clocked you going 70. And I said, "Oh, I know you think you did, officer, but you didn't." And so, because I know my car doesn't, it makes a weird noise when I go 70. So I knew I wasn't going that fast. I was probably still going like maybe 15 over. But anyway, she was like, "Oh, okay, you have a good day." And so like if she clocked me going 70, she would have clocked me. It would have been on her radar gun. But obviously she lied. And now she can't get caught in her own lie, so she let me go. Which has happened twice. When I tell them like, "Oh no, I don't know how fast I was going." And one time I knew I was going 42 and a 35, technically speeding, but he told me I was going 50. And I said, "Really, officer? 50?" And he was like, "Oh shit, she knows she knows I'm a liar."
That's such a power fucking move, dude. I don't understand how
You're
you
lucky you're
have
cute.
this- Yeah. Straight up, I could never say that. You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm not even a cop. I would arrest you if you said that shit to me.
Yeah.
Citizen's arrest, bitch.
Well, see, one time I was there's this thing. It's called Movie on the Water, and so it's like you sit in like a reservoir. Like they travel all around, and they put a big projector with Jaws or like
Right.
the Meg or whatever on it. And so I went up to Utah, and I did that with my friend Andrew. And
Oh, I miss Andrew.
he's gonna be out soon. We just talked on the phone the other day.
Hell yeah.
Of jail?
I can't.
Prison, yeah.
I can't.
Nice.
I can't party with that dude anymore. But I would love to. I would love to hang out with him again.
No, he's great. We FaceTime, or I don't know, whatever the video.
What do you go to prison for?
He was a
Killing cats.
No, he was a burglar.
Oh, tight.
For like a while ago.
Like houses?
Yeah, like I guess a serial burglar, and so then he like turned his life around, moved to Colorado, like became like a manager of a hotel, and then he had to go home to visit his mom, and the warrants were still, even though he hasn't like committed a crime in 7 years, like he still had to like pay for his crime. So
Really?
yeah, so he is in Utah right now.
Wonder what the statute of limitations on burglary is.
I don't know.
Must be 10 to 12.
I think
Probably.
I think it depends like on the monetary, like
Value.
how much he stole. Because I don't know. I don't ask details. He's my friend. I don't need to ask.
Those are the
Stuff
people
like
I ask
that.
details. I want to know everything.
Let's see, Andrew
How
and
much
I.
you get for a wedding ring?
she just doesn't want to be included in the crime. She's just like, I don't need to know. I don't need to know.
But you
that's like-
actively talk shit to cops. That's
No, it's fucking insane.
there's such a contradiction.
Let's see, Andrew and I had gone to see Movie on the Water, and so we're coming back home. And the way there, he was like, "I have never seen a cop on this road. You can go faster than this, like, And I just drove speed limit like the whole time because I already had like 3 speeding tickets. And so, anyway, on the way back, he was like, same thing. I was like, all right, I just want to get home. So I'm going 20 over, and we get pulled over. So this cop, he marches up to the window. Except for, see, we'd just gotten back from Movie on the Water, so I am wearing a very skimpy bikini. And then he looks
It's
down.
a hot bikini. That was a good looking
It's a
bikini.
pretty cute one. But he looks down and his whole face changes. He was like, "Well, hello, ma'am. How are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm doing really good, officer. How are you?" And he was like, "Well, do you know why I pulled you over?" I was like, "No, I don't." And he was like, "You were speeding a little bit back there." I was like, "Really? What's the speed limit?" And he was like, he's like, "Well," he never even said. He was just like, "Well, it drops down, but I just want you to be safe. There's deer on this road." And I was like, "Oh, you're so sweet to me. Thank you so much." And he let me go, like not even really a warning.
He just rolled up the window like, sucker.
So anyway, I got
The one time you play the game.
And it
I
was
get
funny
it.
because John was so mad. He was like, what would have happened if I was going 20 over? I would be in jail right now.
Yeah,
you
and
get,
I get
you get away
periods.
with way too
Fuck
much
off.
shit.
Oh, man.
It makes you fun.
It's true. You are a magnet for these kind of stories. I don't understand how you find such garbage people to fuck with your life.
Andrew's pretty cool. I mean,
No, I'm not talking about Andrew. I'm talking about a lot of other people.
Oh yeah.
How many roommates?
I have had 21.
That's a lot.
There's a lot. I have the list in my backpack. I wrote them down because I was like,
Yeah, you keep a lot of lists.
Oh yeah, I saw something about
that's
another
true.
list recently.
Yo.
What? So you have a sex log, and I'm sure this isn't like, I'm sure it's not like something new for a lot of people.
Having a sex
you know
log?
what?
Yeah.
On my that slut group I'm on Facebook, most people don't have a detailed log with me. You know, they have a list of people, and like that's pretty
What
much
did you
it.
put it into Excel?
No, I have like
Description.
How long it lasted?
You know,
Where's
a
a
letter
beanie?
grade,
No.
location,
I put a
facial
little-
descriptions.
I put a little emoji next to like how I met them, you know, so I remember. So like if I have like a little like thing for Tinder, I have a thing for when I met him in school, like college or whatever.
What's my emoji?
You have a rabbit for down the rabbit hole and a mic for being a stand-up comedian.
You got two, son.
Well, because yeah, all the comics have a little mic, but that's not usually how I met most of the comics I've had sex with.
How many comics have you had sex
How
with?
many comics have you fucked?
I think just 3.
3?
3.
Yeah.
I only know the one other one. Who's the other one?
I'm not going to talk about that.
What?
I mean,
Nobody watches.
I'll talk about the sex log, but I'm not going to get into other people's business.
Hey, they should have known what they were getting into.
Yeah, fair enough. They didn't know you were going to be on a podcast. Their past is with them.
I don't know. If I talked to you for 5 minutes, I'd be like, this bitch is going to be on a podcast at some point.
Honestly,
But-
if something happens around you, I'm just like, oh yeah, she's going to tell people. She's going to
Well,
tell
that's what
everybody.
my boss at Applebee's used to tell all the new hires. He's like, don't tell Katarina anything because she can't keep her fucking mouth shut. And I'm just, and so,
What a punk ass, bitch ass boss.
I mean, but he's right though.
You're right. But still, what a pussy.
But I'm just like, I mean, it's fair, you know, like, don't tell me shit you don't want other people to know because I try really hard, you know, like, I'm not just like blabbing about people's secrets.
You do.
but, like,
I've seen you like it physically like build up in you, and you're like in your like butt and like your what do they call it? Body language.
Yeah.
In your body language, you like start to shake. You like see it physically work up from the legs. Where you're like, I have to tell you something.
I just got a lot of stories.
So what's
But,
Jay like in bed? I think we all want to know.
Okay, well,
Listen, I know it wasn't great.
okay, well, hold
So
on.
so
It
so
wasn't-
don't hold back. That's all I'm saying.
It was
I wasn't at my
it
best.
was all right. It was all right. I mean, I guess it was fine. It was fine. I had an all right time. And I like that you wanted to go home afterwards because, like, I have a hard time sleeping next to people because, like, I do. I check their breathing and, like, usually they wake up and it's just, like, they don't like that. And so it's just better to, like, have them leave afterwards.
That's a different reason than why I don't like sleeping with people, but I like it.
I have an anxiety disorder, and so I don't know. I just wake up in a panic, you know, and all of a sudden, you know,
Is he dead?
I do. I just like, especially like if they're a boyfriend, you know, like I don't hold back as much, you know, so like slam my hand down on their chest, and they wake up, they're like, what, you know, and I was like, nothing, you're all right, you know, go back to sleep.
You know what? You know what's funny about that? The like the 2 times that we didn't have sex, you slept perfectly fine.
Yeah, because you snore. When people snore, it relaxes me
yeah.
because I can hear them
Because
breathing.
I was drinking all the time.
I don't need to like
Nice.
wake someone up because I'm like, oh, I can hear them snoring, they're breathing, they're alive.
Huh.
You know, and when they're quiet and they don't snore, like that freaks me out because like that's what happened with my ex-boyfriend that was a heroin junkie. Like, you know, he'd be like snoring and all of a sudden he'd just stop. And that messed me up, you know, like yeah.
That's fair. That's a
That is-
fair
that is-
concern.
that is absolutely fair.
If my girlfriend's sleeping silently and she dies, I will find out in the morning. Like, or when my foot touches her cold corpse, I guess. That'll fuck me up.
I mean, but with a woman.
Yeah.
How can you tell?
See, like,
exactly.
Like I've always kind of listened to people. I've always kind of listened to people before, you know, like it's so yeah. When he actually died,
Did he die next to you?
He was next to me, and all of a sudden I looked at him, and his lips were blue, his tongue was blue, and then and you know I was a preschool teacher, so like I had to take CPR every year or every other year or whatever. So I called 911, and then she was just like, "Do you know CPR?" I was like, "Yeah, but like I'm not confident, you know, I've never had to do it on a person."
No, I could do it on kids, not this grown man.
Well, anyway, so she's like, "You have to try, honey," or whatever. She's like, "Can you get him on the floor?" I was like, "No, he's like 300 pounds." And so,
damn.
anyway, I ended up kicking him in the side and throwing him onto the ground. And I did CPR for, I don't know, like 5 to 7 minutes, I guess, till they got there. And they said if I didn't do that, he probably would be like dead forever.
But he came back?
He came back.
You saved somebody's life?
I guess
Congratulations. So. We got a hero on the podcast.
Blue lips, blue tongue. That's
yeah,
goner.
and they did. Well, because like I didn't know he was using at that time, you know, because he told me he wasn't.
Sneaky
and I
heroin
kind of
addicts.
believed him, you know. And so I was like, and so then my friend was like, "You got to tell him, you got to like, as they're like, he's not like no pulse, nothing." And I was like, "You got to tell him he was a junkie." And I was like, "Yeah, but like he's not now." And they're like, "You got to tell him." So then anyway, they shot him with Narcan. He came right back. Like, and they were doing that whole, you know, like that. What are those things?
Defibrillator?
Yeah, I don't know the electric things. Yeah.
I'm going to call them.
I think everybody got the point, though. Clear!
Yeah. But anyway, they couldn't bring him back for a little bit till they shot him with an arcade. And then they did that thing, and then he came back, and they said if I didn't do CPR on him, he'd probably be dead. But he's all right. He just graduated rehab, so that's pretty good for him.
You keep up with your exes?
A good amount of them. Not. I mean, him. I had to block him because he kept asking me for money.
That's fair.
So, anyway.
I mean, I'm glad that there is a limit that you have, and like you will cut these people off because some of the people you bring around, I'm like, Jesus Christ, she's gonna get herself killed.
Well,
How much money did you give him before that?
Oh man. Well, he took every time he asked for money, I gave it to him, you know. So like I've probably given him like at least a couple thousand, but then he stole, you know. He opened all those credit cards.
Oh, that guy.
The same guy, yeah. And I think he used up, I don't know, maybe 10,000.
So not just a roommate.
God damn.
What?
Not just a roommate.
He was a live-in boyfriend, you know, like you know, he was a roommate, you know, but he was also.
I've never used the word roommate for people I'm fucking. That's all.
It's a valid point. You looked at me like, is this true? Is it?
Well, because like I fuck my roommates, you know.
All of them? Is that why they leave? No. I'm not saying you're bad at sex. I'm saying once you introduce sex into a relationship, it inevitably becomes more complicated.
No,
Well, that's
true.
what
Once
my
you
friends
start
said.
fucking,
You know, my friends are like, do you like, you know, especially like, not the last roommate, but the one before that. They were like, you know, the problem is like you're having sex with him, and I was like, but he's my roommate, and they're like, and then you know, like Kelly was like, I've never had sex with my roommate, and I was like, but they're right there, you know, like why would I go out looking for dick when like it's in my house, you know?
It's convenient. I'll give you
for sure.
that.
So.
It's also different because I could never do that. There's no way that any dude that I know like could. I mean, unless they're
Well, I
living with
tell
you.
them beforehand. I'm just like, hey, like I work 84 hours a week. Like I don't have like the mental energy to like listen to you talk about your problems. Like
So just
when
let
I
me
get
suck that
when,
dick.
when I get home from
Get
work,
some
like all I want is just to have sex and go to sleep. Like that's it. You know, like I don't want you
Fucking
to
dream woman.
like I was like, I don't want you to talk to me. And they're just and guys
Perfect.
are no, but for real, guys are like, oh no, that's great, that's perfect, that's exactly what I want to do. And then after a while, they're just like, so what are we? And I was like, this wasn't the arrangement. Like
Men are very emotional creatures. Okay.
the arrangement
Eventually.
is you live here for free. You take care of my dogs. You have sex with me when I want it, which, you know, is every day. And then my last roommate was, oh my God.
This is literally having a sex slave.
He did. He was, he was like, you are a sex addict. I was like, just because I like to have sex. And he was like, no, because you wear me out. Like, I don't want to have sex as often as you do. Like, you know, like, you know,
Pussy.
3 or 4 times a day is too much. I was like, okay, I mean,
that
maybe
means
to you,
that means
but
you
like,
need multiple sex slaves.
Jay's onto something.
Yeah,
Get the whole house
that's the
tested.
problem. Yeah, this has been your problem. You got to move multiple people in there, and you gotta rotate them. You gotta rotate them. You
they
can't
don't
wear
like
them all
that
out.
though. I've had that where like two.
No, because they get emotional.
Yeah, they get like they're
Brother
like no,
husbands.
like
Yeah.
they're like no, like I wanna be with you exclusively. I'm like I don't do that really though.
Listen, I have an appointment with Mark. Can we talk about this?
Yeah, it's 3:00. You know the drill, bitch.
It's funny. Well, because I'm pretty open, like I'm open about like what I do, who I am, like I'm not exclusive, like I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna go into detail or nothing, but like, same thing. My last roommate, I was like, okay, I'm going on a date, and he was like, can I go? I was like, no, I'm going on a date. He's like, well, it's okay, like I can share, I'm cool, And I was like,
You want to cup the balls, fucking weirdo?
and then he's like, wait, let me see
He
a
would.
picture of him first, and then he was like, oh no, I'm not gonna fuck that dude, and so like. Anyway.
Okay.
Why didn't he want to fuck him?
Because he said he looked gay, but like, I don't know. That whole situation is weird. Because if he's thinking that the guy might be open to like having like that kind of threesome,
He's gonna
don't
look a
you,
little
don't you
gay.
think he might look a little gay? But
The
like,
thing is that he doesn't want him to look like he wants.
Mm.
anyway, he was upset, and so even he was upset about the me going out.
I think, yeah, this whole having sex with your roommates thing is the perfect way to cap off that roommate joke. Because I feel like it always kind of like...
It does kind of like go out, and you can always kind of bring it back at the end like you did last night, where you're just like, and I'm still looking for a roommate. Thank you. Good night.
Right, that doesn't always work, but... Yeah, that would work if you introduce the fact that you fuck all your roommates at some point. And
Oh, yeah.
then-
But how
that
is
would
that
get a much
relevant
bigger
though?
pop.
Like,
How's it relevant? That's why they're gone.
That's
I
why
guess.
they leave.
Yeah. They're
It
either exhausted,
it
they can't
com-
handle...
It complicates relationships. He's right. I've never thought
see,
about
how
it
does
that
it
way.
do that?
But
Like, that's what I don't understand. I don't understand because I don't emotionally connect during sex. I emotionally connect through other ways, like hanging out together and like talking.
And you don't do any of these things with the people you're fucking.
No, that's it. That's all I want.
Like, have dinner ready in that
That's
dick
why-
out, bitch.
That's why I call
that's
them a
why-
roommate, because they live at my house and like we're not like, I mean, we're friends, like I mean, I hope we'd be friends, but like I'm not looking to
Have
be...
you ever talked to any of them as
So-
long as you've had this conversation?
So me personally, like those things go hand in hand. Like I can't really have fun sex for me unless I have that emotional part beforehand, and then the sex also like enhances the emotional part of like hanging out, of being like, oh, this is a person that I know intimately, so this makes hanging out
Doing
a lot cooler.
intimate things.
So I can understand how that would create
I don't know,
like
guys get all weird
like
when
a
they get all
vacuum.
emotional about it, though.
Yeah,
I
we-
would say 95% of people
yeah.
get all weird. Like,
Yeah.
you're an exception. And
You-
that's awesome. You're an exceptional
'cause
human being,
okay,
Kevin.
you know what they say, when you're in like middle school, high school, like as like a young girl, they're like, don't have sex with a guy unless you're in love with him, or he loves you or whatever, because he's just gonna leave you afterwards. And that's like a scare story. Like, guys want to take your virginity and then they're gonna leave. And so I was like, man, I
One
bet.
guy can do that.
And and I was like, man, I better not love him. And so that was my whole, I guess that's how it started, was
fair enough.
I was like, well, if they're gonna leave me afterwards, I better not
that
get
is
emotionally attached.
That is a logical jump.
But I get see, that's why I get more emotionally connected to like other things.
Yeah.
If they want to hang out with me, if they want to go to dinner, if they want to like show up to my comedy and be like, supportive of that and stuff like that. Like, that's the kind of thing I'm like more touched about. Like just fucking. It's just like that's anybody can do that.
That's like a need for you, is it? It's just like, I could go for a glass of water. You're just like, I could get dick down right now. I'm feeling a little thirsty.
I respect it.
I understand it. But it is definitely a thing that is going to affect a lot of people, because you're kind of you're like a cool person. Like, you're a cool person to be around.
Agreed.
And like, I'm not personally, I'm not at that space anymore. Like, we used to like date and stuff, and now we're like friends. But like, I can see how these people will like hang out with you and be like, oh, I actually want to be with this person.
But why? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. Like
Listen, I don't get it.
because I drive.
Is
I drive people crazy. Obviously, I can't even keep for someone to like staying in my house for free.
Have you
Like-
tried it without the dick? Without fucking them? It might be a game changer.
It really might. Have you thought about prostitutes?
Ooh.
Like I don't.
Those Bayfield prostitutes, they're good.
Yeah, they do the freaky shit for cheap.
And they all look gay.
I'm in debt. Like I work so much because I want to pay off everything, not because I don't like work all this much and I'm really rich or anything. I'm not. Like I'm still like.
No, I know you broke as fuck. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. We're all broke as fuck.
Did you ever?
That's why you're on this podcast. Nobody with money comes on this podcast.
That's actually pretty factual. Yeah. I've had like 3 grown-ups in this room. You know what I mean? Everybody else is still a child at heart and bank account. Did you ever take advantage of the free room?
No.
He said no. He wouldn't live with me. And he
Well,
made,
it was mostly because of your ex that was doing heroin at the time. And I was
he
like,
wasn't living there when
and
I
was like,
invited you to live
I don't
there.
want to deal with that. Yeah, but he was kind of like a constant fixture in the background, and I was like, no, fuck that.
That's fair.
I'm not gonna get shot because I'm sleeping on the couch downstairs.
And you wouldn't be because it would be her time of the night to fuck. He would show up and you guys would be fucking. Yeah. That's how OJ got all pissed off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's how that happened. But that is the main reason why I never moved into like that house.
But
Also,
see, you
it's
made it
hard
like
to,
other.
like,
You didn't
transfer.
say that. You know, you
There's
said.
also the travel, having a daughter. And then
Yeah, but I
needing a
have that whole
job.
playroom in my house. That whole room that is a
No,
preschool
that
classroom.
was a huge like selling point. I was like, she's got
Because I have a whole Winnie the
ass
Pooh
kids
room.
dog.
Have you met his kid?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wondering.
Yeah, like I have a whole Winnie the Pooh room, like because I was a preschool teacher, so I didn't like get rid of all my toys, so I have like a whole playroom in my house with a bed and everything. And so I was like, Jay, like your daughter can have her own room in the house also. You know, it's a 3-bedroom house.
Yeah, we have noise canceling headphones. Just slap them on her head.
Listen, maybe if you were just like, here's the pitch, all right?
She thought about it for 3 months but never actually told you.
Yeah. Just like I'm just gonna keep dropping hints subtly.
Yeah. I'm gonna get this set one day.
But I did. You said it was really cool at first, and I was really ready for you to move in, and then you didn't.
Oh, that's fair.
That's probably why you guys are such good friends, is because you didn't live together.
No,
No, me and Brandon are all right now. You know,
Right.
we're okay.
Is that number 2?
What?
that is comedian number 2.
Got it. I figured. Figured didn't want to say his name, but since you did.
Well, no, he was my roommate though, and like, man, we used to scream and yell, and I was like, I don't understand why you're so upset all the time, you know. And I was like, I mean, I still don't really get it, but we're cool now, like we're fine, you know. He sees me, he's like, hey, and he hugs me, and like genuine, you know,
Yeah.
not just like putting on a show for people, you know, or whatever.
He's also an extremes kind of guy.
Agreed.
Like
Well,
whenever
'cause-
he feels anything, he feels it to the most
Intensely.
of that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was all right in the beginning. It's always all right in the beginning. In the beginning, you know, they're just grateful. You know, they're just like, man, this is great. I don't need to pay rent. You know, like all she wants is like, and I'm like a borderline hoarder. You know, so like, I mean, it's not like the house isn't disgusting. Like I don't like.
What do you keep?
It's definitely getting there.
What do you collect? Newspapers and shit?
I have a lot of National Geographics. I have not a ton though. Like I don't mostly preschool stuff. Like people come in, they're like, "How many kids you got?" And I'm like, "None." You know, just because all the toys and stuff. I don't know. Like it's not that bad, you know. But like, I just want my house to be like kind of clean. You know, just like
It's
organized.
better.
Just
Yeah,
organized a little bit.
Like even being over there the last time that I was over there, it looked better than times before.
Like, does
to
it
be
look
quite
like
honest.
a hoarder house? Like, I don't think so.
Not quite. No.
No.
Like there's nothing in the hallway or like on the floor of the kitchen.
Right.
It's
So-
mostly
But see, like
tabletops
I
and
just
countertops.
preface with that as in like I don't like need someone to keep the house spotless and like that I don't have time to clean like
Just dust the National Geographic.
I work like 84 hours a week and I'm tired and I don't want to come home and have to clean after like a 16-hour day, and so anyway I just want that's why ask people to live there for free because I'm just like, this is how I want it. I want you to like help me keep this house clean. And so I don't expect you to pay rent, you know, if this is what I want. And also I want you to let my dogs out, like, you know, 2-3 times a day, like not often. I mean, they're kind of old, you know, they just sleep all day, you know, that's it. That's what I want you to do. And you know, if you paid rent on top of that, then you'd feel like I was taking advantage of you. So like, don't pay rent, you know? And they're like, okay, that's cool. You know, I was like, also, if I want to have sex, I feel like we should have sex. And they're like, oh, that's just a bonus for me.
In the fine print underneath. Yeah.
And that's like, and then like, that's the problem. A lot of them are just like, you won't be my girlfriend. I was like, that's not what I said, you know, like
that job's not available.
Keep the house clean, take care of the dogs, live here for free, you know, like.
I wanted a fuck mate. That's what I wanted. A roommate that I can fuck when I need to.
Hey man, that's how most people get girlfriends.
That's exactly why this happens, because that's how most people get their girlfriends.
Like what?
They want a roommate that they can fuck when they want to fuck.
Yeah.
And ideally would keep the house clean and maybe cook some dinner and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. That's what's so great, you know, about like, you know, the one person, you know, they made me dinner and I'd come home and I'd be exhausted, you
Sounds
know,
like Brandon.
I
know he's so sensitive and nice.
Am I allowed to say his name? I don't know. I don't
say
think
his
so.
name.
I don't think so. Like I feel like we were supposed to talk about this beforehand, but like, you know, he
no,
did.
That's fine.
He
I've talked about him before.
He put dinner on the table and like here. I came home. I came home and I didn't have to talk to him or nothing. You know, I just ate my dinner and then just like went to bed. You know, and that was incredible. That was great for the first little bit, and then it was just, I don't know, it just fizzled, I guess, and the novelty of the whole situation wore off. And
you have kind of like a dude's mindset.
That's what I've been told.
Just
I've been told,
about this.
I'm not like I'm not
particular.
I'm not like a cuddler either, you know, like I'm not, you know, I'm just like I want my own space. And I, you know, same thing, like after Jay and I like were there, I was like, all right, you ready to go home? And he's like, yeah, please. And so like I took him home and that was great for everybody, you know, like I just didn't
He said please.
I was like, yes, please.
Yeah. So,
out of breath, still recovering from almost shitting in bed.
But after
putting
like,
on my shoes.
Same thing, like after like my
home.
orgasm, like I roll over and go to sleep, and like that's what people say, like that's such a dude thing to do. And I'm like what do you want to do afterwards? Like talk about your feelings and shit. Like I'm cool.
You have like a lot of the same. You have a lot of similarities with the cool lesbians I get along with. Because they're kind of like dudes, like, and you can like look at hot chicks together and stuff.
Well, you're also bisexual, aren't you?
I am bisexual. I have not successfully like gotten with a girl because like, okay, with a dude, you're like, hey, you want to fuck? And they're just like, yeah, I'm down.
No.
And with a girl, they're just like, oh my gosh, you're so sweet. And I was like, no, like, I'm hitting on you right now. And they're like, oh, okay, you know, and they think I'm joking. They think I'm like some
I can see that. Your delivery.
But I don't know how to be more straightforward. And I remember
it's
like
too straightforward.
But that's the thing. I told this girl, I was really into her. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I want to take you to my house and have sex with you. And she's just like, oh my God. And then like, I was like, well, she's not interested, but she's not saying it. That's it. She's just not interested. That's fine. But then anyway, someone was like, oh, you know, like Katarina had like a real big crush on you. She's like, what? I didn't know that. And it's just like, I don't know how I could have been plainer with my words. Like, it works on guys, which is why I've had sex with guys mostly.
Yeah, I can imagine you being like, these are my keys. I'm walking out to my car right now where I'm going to drive home, and if you're with me, I will fuck you there.
Like, I've like...
And I can imagine you saying that and like walking away, and they're just like,
I'll give you a ride home.
Well, like, even making out with girls, they think I'm still just some straight, like, okay, so the thing about that is, like, sometimes straight girls will make out with other girls to, like, impress dudes. I'm not thinking about other dudes when I'm making out with a girl. Like, I'm thinking about her and how, like, you know, that's it. I'm not thinking, like, oh, I wonder if anybody's watching us. And I wonder, like, if we're impressing anybody. Like, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about, in this moment, I am very happy to be kissing a girl. And then same thing with a guy, you know, like, I'm not thinking about girls in that moment. I'm thinking about, like, I'm happy to be here with this guy.
I'm just happy to be involved.
And so, like, I don't know, but see, I think that's the thing, though, because,
straight
like,
up, like, I've said that so many times over the last, like, 2 weeks, just, like, after fucking, and just being like, I'm just happy.
Well, because, see, I feel like that's how I asked you to have sex with me. I said, like, do you want to have sex? And you were like, yeah.
Yeah, and there's no romance in it.
Like I don't think that was like a whole like, oh, let's like hint at it for like, a couple months and like be romantic. I was just like, I mean, if you're free, like my bed's free.
No, I'm a real rom-com kind of guy. I need like a story and like a soundtrack like in the back of my head. Like it's some dumb shit.
Well, that's like the first time like we made out too,
No.
I was just like, I mean, do you want to like make out? And you were like, yep.
It was that was right after I had gotten out of jail last year.
Yeah.
And I hadn't
because I
hadn't
helped
even
you bail
gone.
out. I remember I came in, I picked you up.
Yeah,
I picked you up
and
from the
I
police station.
I hadn't even like gone home and brushed my teeth. And I was
Jail breath?
Yeah, and I was like, sure. I mean, now is when you want this.
Well, you know how like felons like get me out.
I mean, yeah.
I know you were a felon, but like you
kinda
got out
your
of jail.
thing.
It
Yeah.
was the same thing.
You had that stank on you.
I feel like I'm watching The Notebook. This is beautiful. Such a romantic, Jadrian.
What can I say? No, nobody else has ever gotten the jail breath. That's just for you.
Yeah, I got out of jail. Well, my parents picked me up from jail. It was the first time I've seen them.
So it'd be weird if that happened.
Yeah, I mean, me and my dad had a little thing, when my mom wasn't looking.
But we never kiss.
No. Touch tips in the bathroom, little sword fight. We called it a day. But I had a girlfriend at the time, and I remember like going home and like cleaning up and shit. Because jail is
disgusting.
You wanted it off you.
It's
I wanted
gross.
it off me at the very least. Durango wasn't so bad. Farmington sucked, but the Durango shower has like the soft water that takes forever to rinse the shitty jail soap off of you. And that was like the first bad impression at Durango jail. I was like, God damn, these showers suck, but this is so much less scary.
Yeah.
Like Farmington was so scary. Every time I took a shit, I was like kind of
Actually,
ready.
I don't think it was the time that you bailed me out. I think it was the time before when I went to jail for a speeding ticket.
Oh.
Yeah.
How many times you been to jail?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times.
So they don't even think about giving you a warning. They're like, this motherfucker obviously has a problem with the law. Let's go ahead and make it an even 7. Lucky number 7. Have you ever been to jail?
I have not. It was funny though because when I was visiting my boyfriend at Hilltop, they were like, we need your whole like criminal history, blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, I've never been to jail, and they're like, never, and then I got a little insecure, like maybe I should, I was like, oh,
Right. Am I not hard enough to be here?
and
No,
I
you
said,
should-
I was
you
like,
should try it out at least once.
I was like, I got pulled over for speeding once, and she laughed at me. But yeah, that was pretty funny because I actually like that whole Hilltop situation. They thought I was some dumb girl, and they weren't treating him right. And I went in there and I was like, I need to talk to somebody like in charge. And they just thought I was like, of course, like she's just another like criminal junkie or whatever. And I come in and I have my notebook and I'm like ready to write down. And I was like, all right, you contradict yourself here, 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 and here. And then they realized, because I have a bachelor's degree in psychology and I have a lot of I took a lot of criminology classes with that. And so then they were like, oh shit, she actually knows what she's talking about. I was
Really
like,
lines up with the felon kink, by the way.
Yeah.
and I did. I was like, where's your handbook?
Do you think they're connected?
What?
There's no way they're not connected.
What's connected?
The fact that you have a degree in psychology and you focused on the criminal side of it.
I didn't focus on the
As well.
criminology part.
The fact that you were interested in it.
It was, it is interesting. But they weren't treating him right. And so then they, same thing. They were just like, I was like, where's the handbook? And then I was like, I need all this. And so they freaked out. And that's why they got him out of there because they realized I was going to they thought I was going to sue them and I was going to successfully do it because I have 6
had some
college
points.
degrees and
Yeah.
I have all these I was educated and I knew about the way their system works because of the psych stuff, and whatever. And I realized they were taking advantage and that's what, anyway.
How long did you guys stay together after you got him out of Hilltop?
He got...
Could you guys fuck in Hilltop or no?
No. Well, it depends on what level. They dropped the thing was when he was on level 5, everything was fine, but then they, he got a bad UA and so they dropped him down to level 2. And so not saying that, they shouldn't have done that, but this other guy that I know had got a bad UA and he had 2 extra weeks of community service they didn't drop him down, you know, because level 5 you're out in your own apartment, you know, you just have to like, you know, be involved in hilltop stuff, you know. But
Is
anyway,
there still a curfew?
yeah, there's still a curfew. You have to have a home phone. You have to have a home phone so they can like, you know, make sure that you're home.
Right.
And then they call randomly. And
Do they supply a home phone?
I don't know how that worked. I
That's
know
my
he had
problem
one.
with the law. They're like, I require all this shit that costs
But
a lot of money.
You're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, and I just put you in jail for a month so you have no money. Plus, here's your bill, bitch. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. They were just kind of like, I don't respect that place, and
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
but
I could never go
Like,
to
and that's-
Hilltop again to
Well, 'cause
test.
well, because that's what I told them. I was like, I'm not saying that he like isn't a criminal. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you guys are like, you know, like really taking advantage of people here and doing a like why would they respect you? Why would they start, you know, be like, man, maybe I should like not commit crime anymore, you know? And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And anyway, they got him out of there because of, I guess they were scared of me.
Because you Karen the fuck out.
I didn't care.
No, you
Yeah,
absolutely did, and
Sounds
it's
like
fine.
it, yeah.
You helped somebody out.
it's a perfect situation
Yeah,
for a Karen.
that's the time to Karen.
Well, that's how it
Did
goes,
he
I
move
guess.
into your house?
Yeah, that was same guy with credit cards and the heroin and them.
I know.
God damn it, Katarina.
I know.
Let that motherfucker rot in the hilltop.
Well, okay, so like, I don't know.
I think you just like a fight. Like, I don't even know if it had to do with him. Like, clearly you don't get that emotionally involved. I think you just, like, saw a bunch of shit and you're like, oh, I'm gonna fuck with these motherfuckers. Walked in that bitch with a notebook, like, check, check, check.
He just happened to gain from it. You were just like, nah, I'm gonna fuck some shit up right
Yeah.
now.
It's like a game getting pulled over by the cops.
Well, that's like, you know, like, my mom says that. She's like, why do you get so, like, connected to these people? Like, why do you need to help these people out? You know, like, you don't have kids with them. You're not married to them, you know? And I'm just like, I don't know, bored, I
You
guess.
just do it for fun.
I am. I'm just like, that's what I say. If I don't have enough to do, I need to find something to do. You know, that's why I keep myself busy
I'm not
with
sure
working.
if you're the devil or the fucking saint, dude.
You're the busiest
No
woman in the
idea,
world
like-
with the worst hobbies.
But,
I'm gonna go see if I can find a project up the hilltop. Real fixer upper.
well, okay, so this one time I
She's
was
just
like,
out there, just like, what are you, level 1? Level 1?
I tried to
You like
stop.
cigarettes?
I tried to stop. I was like, you know what? I need to stop like dating felons. Like, it's not going well for me, you know, because you know, and that's what I did. I went on Tinder and I was like, I'm only gonna swipe right on guys that like look like they can fix my, like, guys that look like you,
Chad,
basically, like like real nerdy guys. And so
Dirty.
nerdy looking, like with the thick glasses and like, you know, I don't know, like skinny white dude.
Pencil
I get
neck,
it.
big ears.
I'm unfuckable. I get it.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I found a tiny woman who likes my tiny dick. Okay, Katarina?
No, I found this guy and I was like, that guy, he has definitely not been to prison. That is, you know, he was like this, like, you know, skinny white dude, big thick dork glasses, and I was like, he's perfect, you know. So we're talking, you know, I did this in my set. I was talking to this guy Sean, and he was like,
Was that comic number 3?
no.
Just checking.
Oh, did you fuck Sean?
I did not fuck Sean.
He could use it.
This is a different Sean.
I just want to throw that out there. If you could try to fuck Sean,
I tried and he wasn't interested.
What a bitch. He needs more sexual experiences because he treats it like it's like...
yeah, you should just push him into a bathroom and suck his dick.
That would be pretty cool. I would like to be in the bathroom when that happens.
I was interested in him.
Hand him $20
I did,
first. That
took
way
him-
it's not.
Well, because, you know, Jay, I took Sean Lubin to Farmington, went to Chipotle and stuff.
Did you?
I did. I took him out, and then he just was like,
You wine and dined him?
yeah, but he wasn't interested in me, and that's fine. You know, people don't need to be, but like after that, like then like he didn't want to hang out with me again, and so and that's fine. We're fine. But anyway, Sean, not that Sean the felon, or Tinder guy, like I didn't know was a felon, and then all of a sudden he was like, I just got out of prison. And I was like when? He's like 2 months ago.
Like a magnet.
And well, that's what I said. I was like, what am I doing? You know, I mean, this guy, he doesn't look like he doesn't look like he's been to prison.
Best
And-
criminals
Did you
don't.
tell him that? You're just like, you don't look like you've been
Well,
to
because
prison.
I was quiet on the phone when he was like, I just have to tell you, like, I just got out of prison. And I was like, and he's like, I know, it's really hard. I was like, no, you don't understand. I almost exclusively date felons, and I was just trying not to do that in this situation.
He was like, cha-ching.
And then,
All he heard was,
and that's what I said. I was like, well, it hasn't been a deal breaker, you know, so, like, we could still hang out. And so, anyway, he's like, oh, I do also have to tell you, I am wearing an ankle monitor. And so...
you want to come hang out at my place?
So yeah, I hung out at his place. Anyway, and see, the thing is, he did go back to prison.
Mm-hmm.
And see, and that's the thing, they're so sweet when they're in prison, you know, because like I tell people my schedule doesn't change.
They're so lonely in
You
prison.
know, my schedule, you know, Monday, Tuesday, I work from 7:30 to 5, and then I go to comedy afterwards, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, you know, same thing, 7:30 to 5, and then I have a D&D campaign. And then Thursday and Friday.
You've been playing D&D on Wednesdays?
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you playing with?
With Jeffrey and this guy Kevin and Diane and my friend David.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Geoffrey.
Anyways, keep
Anyway.
going.
And so anyway, and then Thursday, Friday, and every other Saturday, I work at my one job from 7:30 to noon, and then from 1:30 to midnight or 2 a.m. You know, depending. I work at the other place, you know. And so anyway, I have you know.
And then in all the holes, she's fucking her roommate.
This is every other Saturday, and then you know beyond that, and then Sunday I just work at the one job, but I you just sleep in because that's like when I get to sleep kind of during the week. But see, my schedule doesn't change. That's my schedule every single week. It does not change, and so guys in prison, they know my schedule. You know, they know when they can call. They know when I'm on that 30-minute drive in between, you know, like 2 jobs. That's the time they can call me. You know, they know when I take my breaks, you know, at work. They know exactly when I take my breaks. They know, like, all right, now's a good time to call her, you know. And so, like, and they pay attention. And they, you know,
It's
and
the highlight of their day.
and they ask, they call and they're just like, oh man, you know, like, what are you working on? What's your comedy stuff looking like? You know, or like, oh, you know, how was that thing that happened last night? Like, you know, like,
And should I date a felon?
Yeah.
like they care so much about what you're doing, and that's all they do. And that's all they do. They talk to all their friends, you know, like, and then all of a sudden you're on like that you know, that video chat thing, and then just
And
like,
everybody's
hey,
like,
come here,
"Hi."
come look at Katarina, and they're, you know, like, come, this is the girl I'm talking about, you know, and they're just like so sweet to me,
Uh-huh.
you know, and like. Guys,
Everything you hate in a roommate.
I don't know. But see, there's a distance there, you know? Because, like, obviously, like, they're in prison, you know? I was like, I get all the emotional stuff from them, and then I get the physical stuff from somebody else. Like, I just can't. I need the separation. I can't handle all that in one person.
I mean, fair enough. I guess.
You're one of the most interesting
Yeah,
people I've ever talked to. And you're just so, like, matter of fact about it, which, yeah, you're very blunt about how you talk about things, but there's no, like, hesitation. Like, you don't think things through before you say them. You haven't been dropping people's names, which I'll give you that. But
Yeah, honestly, I find it weird that that's the only thing that she'll, like, stop and be like,
That's
"Should I
respect."
say their
Well,
name?"
because people have yelled at me for that, you know? Like, I mean, I got screamed at, you know, for things, you know, like, what you talked about me. Like, that's the thing is, like, when I've had,
Oh, does that asshole still work at your work? The one who's just like, you better not talk about me in your comedy.
yes.
that's how you get in my set. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, you know what he said about me the other day? Like, this contractor came in, and he broke up with his girlfriend, like, a little while ago. And see, that's the thing. Like, all of the people at, you know, because I work at a lumber yard, and they're just like, yeah, that's what you should date. You should date, like, a contractor. You know, they have a job, you know, like, they got a car, blah, blah, blah.
They're always working. They're out of town.
And so they were like, that's who you should get with. And I'm just like, man, all the contractors in Bayfield are married. You know, that's the thing. Married
Have you tried
with kids.
truckers?
What?
That's when we stopped
I am
seeing
talking
Katarina.
I am talking to a
Yeah.
trucker.
No, because they're away a lot.
Did you get a
Yeah.
CB radio in your room?
Dude, that would be so sick.
Breaker one night. You
Yeah,
out there,
that's the-
milkshake?
This is Honey Panda looking for my sugar basket. Over.
but
You'll find a bunch of them.
But see this, yeah, I am talking to a trucker right now. We're actually gonna go out. I'm skipping D&D to go on a date with him.
To karaoke?
No, he wants to take me to that
Suck.
hibachi grill in Farmington.
Oh, okay, that's much cooler than karaoke.
Is it?
So,
I've been there.
well, it's
In the
funny.
dudes?
Well, this guy actually, he was like, he posted on Facebook and said he wants to send this girl roses or flowers or whatever for Valentine's Day. And, you know, he's asking his friends if he should do it. And I was like, fuck, I hate fucking flowers. You know, like, I know he's talking about me. Like, I don't want to sound self-centered or whatever. But, like, I knew he was talking about me. And so everyone's like, yeah, just go for it, dude. Just do it. And then I posted this little meme. And it said, for $2, you can go to or for $5, you can go to a florist and get, like, 2 flowers. Or you can go to Walmart and get an entire rotisserie chicken. And so I posted that kind of like, because I didn't want to sound like an asshole, like, and be like, don't get me
No,
flowers.
that's great. Good job.
And so
Perfect.
I posted that meme, you know, thinking like this
And he
is.
came over with
it's-
the rotisserie chicken.
No, he didn't. He sent me
Stupid
flowers.
motherfucker.
It was a bouquet of roses that showed up at my job because he didn't know where I lived. And so it's like, oh,
At least you have some boundaries.
I was so mad. And so it's like, man, I don't even want to go on this like date anymore. But it's like, no, it's the hibachi girl, so like it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Shout out to that trucker. You're in for the date of your life, my man.
It's going to be great. Hopefully he gets you that rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, well, that's what afterwards he was like, oh, you should go, but he sent it to my other job that I wasn't gonna be at for a couple of days, and I was like, dude, those flowers are gonna wilt and die. He's like, well, you should go get them, and I was like, I didn't want them in the first place. Didn't you see my meme about rotisserie chicken? And so, and he was like, yeah, but I didn't know how to send you a rotisserie chicken, you know, because he's like,
Just
gonna
Venmo me $5, dude. I'll get my own rotisserie chicken.
Oh, it was more than 5 for a bouquet of roses.
No, that's true.
I just did that
Yeah.
exchange.
You could have done a couple of rotisserie chickens.
Yeah.
Oh, you could have
Well,
you
that's
could
the
have gotten
thing.
a full bouquet of rotisserie chickens.
Well, that's the thing. They were all like, okay, so it's funny because so for Valentine's Day, I got like a couple bouquets, you know, like sent to my work, and so like I had them.
I get it. You're popular.
So I had it on my
Jesus
desk or
Christ.
whatever. But it's funny because one of the guys that had gotten it came in and his whole face was like all upset at the other bouquets, you know, because he thought he was like original or whatever. And it's just like, man, if you knew me, no, I didn't want a bouquet because I freaking hate flowers. So
Has any man given you a chicken?
no.
Oh.
I was always too broke to get her chicken.
I know you were like you're like you kept asking me to go out, and then you were like, but you gotta like stick to the dollar menu at McDonald's. And
Wow. God damn.
you said it as a joke. I know it was a
Okay.
joke, but I was like, man, you know, I mean, I want to go on a date with Jadrian, but I don't want to go to McDonald's. We should go to Red Lobster. That's where we should go.
Yeah, you took me out to like Midwestern fancy.
Wined and dined you
I
too,
know,
huh?
man.
You
And-
didn't even move in,
And I
you
didn't.
fucking whore.
I didn't even put out for like a year and a half.
I know
Jesus.
you did. You totally like left for a minute. I remember calling you and you wouldn't answer the phone for me anymore. And so
Playing hard to get, Jay?
it worked. We had sex later. We had sex after that.
And it worked.
Yeah, it is a small town. Eventually, it'll all come back around.
I didn't mean it as a long con, but but people make bad decisions all the time. No, that was actually when I was first getting sober and dealing with like my emotions resetting and stuff. But
Sex helps.
I do that with a lot of people. I do that with my friends, like the ones that I live with.
Yeah, when I text you, I'm like 50-50.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like the friends that I live with, I might just disappear for a couple days, and like then I'll be like, yeah, I've been having a rough one. This sucks. Like after I come back.
No, I mean I knew you were having a hard time, but like I don't know. I thought we were moving towards being exclusive, you know. I thought
bro, you were
that
the
was the whole
one.
thing. I was really I did. I don't cry over a lot of guys, but I did. I
Aw.
did cry over you.
That makes me feel bad and proud of myself at the same time.
I was really sad about the whole thing. But
If you would have started the podcast with this, everybody would hate JJ. But now everybody's like, I kind of get it. Like, you want to have a threesome with me and my roommate?
I mean, last week I did just put out the call to cuck somebody. So, you know,
On the pod?
if you know anybody who's into that, I mean, we can hook up again.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can get that experiment out of the way real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't feel shame,
Yeah, you want to get cooked?
but I would film it.
We could do it tonight.
I would film it. Dude, I've been trying to get the OnlyFans started forever. I tell you this.
Oh man.
My
No.
girlfriend keeps telling me I can't, or she gets to post pictures of herself on the internet, and I don't want that.
Okay, so you're like a hypocrite.
Yeah, she'd make a lot more
Little
money
bit.
than you.
I know.
I think you're just competitive.
I am.
It's like there's no way I can let her make more money than me off OnlyFans.
Bro, you've never seen what this Adam's apple can do until I'm in that competition. You know what I mean? Like, Jay, put your balls in my Adam's apple.
Oh, dude, we could make some great stuff. We would make some quality
Well,
content.
see, it's funny. So I used to sell naked pictures, and anyway, then when that OnlyFans thing like really blew up, like a lot of like the people I used to sell pictures to were like, "Hey, where's your OnlyFans? Like, what's your?" I was like, "Oh, I don't do that." You know,
It's
like,
just like I'm an independent contractor.
So I go out on my own. Nobody's getting a piece of this.
I was like, I work a real job now, and so
I think you should still do an OnlyFans. I think you could kill it.
Well, see, it's funny. I was just because
You said you were in debt.
I am. I've been like obsessed with taking videos of me having sex though lately, like. I don't
Really?
know. It's weird because I don't watch porn, and that's what I was.
I wish this was the first time you told me that.
Yeah, well, that's what
Because you saw my face and you wanted that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I told Jay, I was like, is that like really like egocentric? You know, like I don't like to watch porn, but I like watching myself get fucked. You know, like
No, it's more personal.
I was like,
That
yeah,
was very personal.
I don't know, I like it. So now I've just been like
But, like, now-
obsessed with it.
See, now you already have a backdraft of videos that you.
Yeah, but
you
I
can
don't think that's how
release.
OnlyFans works. I don't know. I don't know how OnlyFans
It does.
works.
It
Oh, yeah.
You just-
100%
you take
works
those
that way.
videos and like just upload them.
Yeah. You upload them like one or two videos at a time. You know, upload some fucking.
Quit the job you
photos or
hate more.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's basically passive income for your fucking nudes and
You should start with your
and sex
feet.
tapes.
Well, because I did. There's this.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Start with your feet and
I
then
don't know how you
work
feel
into
about
just
feet.
like
Well, 'cause there's this-
hardcore fucking. Like, just like, oh, I'm just a cute little girl. Put on your Alice outfit with your feet out.
and then you
Like,
scroll down to the bottom and she's hanging from a post, just like, oh, this is great.
this is so much fun. Yeah,
Like,
fuck your
okay,
other job.
there's
Start
a-
an OnlyFans,
well, okay,
come
hold
on the podcast.
There's a website. It's called What's Your Price Dating, and so like that's what when I don't really feel like going out, but I like feel like I should go out. Like I'll go on this thing and I'll find a date and they'll pay me to go out with them. And
You're gonna get murdered.
no, I'll be all right. I've been all right.
Do you have a gun
I do have a gun.
with you
No, with me.
in
Right?
these dates?
Well, yeah.
Oh, nice.
She didn't need,
I'm less worried.
she didn't need it to come.
I'm
here.
less worried.
I think.
No, you're safe
Well,
here.
it's
I'll
like-
let you hold
okay,
one of my guns if you
Jay,
feel
do
unsafe.
you remember that time that I scared that guy on Maine when I was coming out? Okay, so like remember down the rabbit hole?
Mm-hmm.
So I used to take I used to close by myself. Like no, the cooks are gone. I'm it. No more waiters, nothing. I close and I go out the back door into the alley. And take the garbage. And so I was coming out the alley, because I was gonna go hang out. And this guy comes up to me. And he was like, hey, girl, we should go out, like, I'll buy you some drinks at the Roadhouse. And so I was like, no, dude, I'm all right. Like, I've got plans somewhere else. And he was like,
But you were actually saying no because you had plans.
I would have gone and got free drinks. But anyway.
I like you. You got
But
a
I
character.
did. But I did. I was just, he was like, all right, I'll buy you all your drinks until you're pretty. I was like, no, dude, I'm not trying to blow you off. I actually have plans. And then he was just like, all right, like how much you want? Like $55. And I was like, what the fuck? Do you think I'm a cheap prostitute? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And so me just yelling at him, like he ran across the street. Like I was on the same street as the Roadhouse. And he ran across the street to get away from me. And he he sprinted away. And it was funny because like later
That's
on.
probably because propositioning somebody to have sex for money is illegal.
When you yelled, what the fuck? Do you think I'm a cheap prostitute?
But it was funny because
It's
Tony,
like, bye.
Tony Lake, remember?
Yeah.
I love Tony Lake.
So Tony had said,
Bastard didn't
'cause-
show up to the Farmington show, but whatever.
Yeah, you know
Aw.
the gays.
But But then, someone said, aren't you scared of her closing by herself? Like closing this whole place, like a basement bar by herself. And he started laughing. He's like, no, she's really fucking scary. Like, I don't worry about her at all. And I was a security guard at the casino for a little bit.
Nice. Did you rough anybody up?
Yeah,
I love how when you said that, you like revealed the logo just a little bit more.
I didn't mean to.
You're just like,
but I was, and it was funny because I was like, does this mean I'm allowed to tackle people? And then they were like, yeah, first day I was like, fucking bomb, and so I was actually really intimidating. And so some people were like, oh, there's no way, seeing me, you're hearing my voice, I guess, like this one guy was like, you can't be intimidating with your little baby voice. And but anyway, I was like,
no, you scary sometimes.
I had like my whole security outfit on, and I was real intimidating. Like I remember I go out of the bowling alley, there was 2 families not wearing their masks, and like I don't give a fuck about the mask thing, but like
they made that part of your job.
Yeah. So they have, but you have to wear a mask in the casino. Doesn't matter what. No exceptions. Yes.
Oh, guess who's not going bowling? And
so anyway, so I was like, but just the whole, you're disregarding the rule here. Like that's pissing me off. Like I don't care personally about the mask thing, but you come into the casino seeing all the signs that you have to wear a mask and you're purposely not going to do that. It's not cute. It's not funny. I don't like that. So I went over and so I asked one of the other guys, I was like, okay, which family do you want to talk to? He's like, oh, I'll go talk to that one. And so I went over and I said, do you know it is a mandate that you have to wear a mask in here? If you do not wear a mask and they have to call security again, I'm going to personally escort you out of this casino. And so anyway, they didn't take their masks off again, but the other guys' group, kept saying same thing, pulling out their masks, but they were too scared of me coming back to personally escort them out. And it was a family of like 12 people, and they were pretty afraid of me. And then one time there was like one of my last days on security, there was a guy, he was like being really aggressive, and I was like, if you could pull up your mask, sir, I'd appreciate it, and so anyway, he kept yelling at me, like, calling me a dumb bitch, and I was like, you're not allowed to fucking talk to me that way. And so anyway, then he shoved.
I was gonna say, is anybody else rock hard right now?
He shoved my supervisor, and I like looked like, my supervisor like he shook his head like, don't tackle this guy.
You're like, hold on.
And I was ready. I was like, I'm gonna get this guy.
Foaming at the bit.
I was so mad, and I was furious, and I always had to tell people, like, that's one thing. There was 2 girls walking around like fresh 21, carrying a Corona like it's a little accessory, like not drinking it, but like keeping their mask like down. And anyway, I kept saying, hey ladies, like pull up your mask, and they're like, whatever. And so anyway, then they had it over their mouth but not their nose. And so anyway, I was like, hey ladies, again, pull up your mask. And they're like, we're still drinking. I was like, you're not drinking through your fucking nose. Pull up your mask over your nose, bitch. And so anyway, they didn't
very erotic.
They didn't have.
This is your OnlyFans, actually.
They didn't have to be talked to.
Have you ever done like dominatrix shit? I feel like you would crush.
I think you'd be great at it.
And you need to get your bitches in line. I mean roommates. Sorry.
No, your bitches. Stop calling them roommates. Start calling them your bitches.
Yeah, they live for free. They fuck when you tell
you
them
see,
to.
Roommate makes them a person.
Yeah.
They don't like that. A lot of guys don't like that term though. Like I remember
roommate or bitch.
Roommate.
Well, you're dating bitches. I'll tell you that right now.
I did. Like the guy, the one I left in California. You know that one?
No.
Like took him there
I
and
took
just
him
came
there
home?
and left him there because I didn't want to live with him anymore.
Did he have a support system? Did he have any money?
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Did he come from California?
You're trying to make it seem like I'm the bad person in the story, and I'm not.
You dropped minimal details.
I'm the only one who knows the story, and
I'm justified.
My favorite part about this entire podcast is just watching Brian react to some of the shit that you say.
Okay, so I'll I don't know. It's like this is a comedy podcast. Am I supposed to get like super serious about stuff?
Do you, boo boo?
It's gonna be funny anyways.
Yeah.
Tell this.
Okay, so he was my roommate. And he wanted to be my boyfriend or whatever. And so I'd always tell people, I'm like, oh, this is my roommate. He's like, I hate how you tell people I'm your roommate when I'm your boyfriend. I'm like, yeah, but like you're not. And so anyway, he was one of the guys that beat me. And so, and I just, you think I'd drop the attitude if I'm literally getting punched in the face, but like I don't.
No, bitch, not with the way you talk to cops.
One time he had a knife to my throat and he's like, I just want to slit your throat. I was like, fucking do it then, you pussy. And so anyway, he did
That's
not.
how you don't get murdered.
I think
he
I just
didn't.
came.
Yeah.
He didn't kill me.
Wear it all black.
I
Good
don't
for you.
have a scar, nothing from that. But see, Jeffrey, my best friend, he was like, he saw the bruises on my face, like bruises on my body. He was like, what are we going to do about this? And I was just like,
Fair.
no, it's okay. I got a plan. And he's like, what's your plan? Like, we got to call the cops. I was like, the cops don't do shit. They're going to come arrest him for a week and then he's going to get out and he's going to kill me. That's what's going to happen. I was like, so I'm going to take him to California and I'm going to leave him there. And everyone is like, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I was like, no, it'll be fine. And so anyway, so I started packing up all this stuff. He's like, what are you doing? Why are you packing my things? And I was like, we're going to California. And he was like, I'm not going to California.
You never been to Disneyland? Let's go. Happiest place on earth.
I was like, no, it's fine, because then he's like, why are you packing literally all my stuff? I was like, because what if you like it there and you want to stay? And then he was like, I'm not going. I was like, we're going. You don't have to stay there if you don't want to. But then you'll already have all your things and you don't need to come back for them. And so, like, obviously, he probably knew what was up, but at the same time, he wanted to be a professional yo-yoer, so, like, maybe he wasn't that smart.
Boy, do you know how to pick them.
He's really good at yo-yoing, for real.
I'm sure.
For real, though.
Yeah.
I actually saw a video of it. Pretty fucking good at yo-yo.
He's
Right.
really good. But anyway, so yeah.
Being great at something
does, like-
nobody gives a
he does,
fuck
like,
about.
air tricks.
No,
Like,
that's all
catches
because,
them?
okay, so we weren't allowed to watch anything I wanted to watch. The only thing we were allowed to watch on TV is professional yo-yoing.
Did
so,
he pay bills?
No.
You should have tackled this motherfucker.
But
You
anyway,
gotta get your bitches in line.
No,
but
please.
I did. So I did it. So
please.
I took him to California. His sister lives there. Just to, wrap it back around where you thought I was a psycho for dropping a guy off in a random state.
Oh, that's not why we think you're a psycho.
Oh, we crossed that bridge a long time ago.
So yeah, so I took him to California. I took him to his sister's house, and I left all his stuff there. And yeah, and that worked out just fine. And he didn't come back. Sometimes he makes a new Facebook because I block his accounts, and he makes a new one just to like one of my pictures, and I have to block the new account. But like overall, it's been fine.
He never sends a message like right out the gate. It's always just one Facebook like.
Yeah, one Facebook like, and then I block the new account
Subtle. Yeah.
That slow play.
just to let me know that he's still there and still hates my guts.
Still watching you.
Well, it sounds...
Healthy.
Yeah, you sound
Sounds-
super
it sounds
justified.
like a lot of fun,
If
yeah.
that guy's listening, fuck you, dude. Come get some.
Come on, dog. Take that yo-yo and wrap it around my neck.
Well, it's funny because like okay, so that's kind of the level.
Sorry,
that-
that's more of the kink thing going on.
Well, see, that's kind of the level of like, I'm like, okay, I can see that's abuse. I recognize that, but I guess like my like I don't know threshold is like
A little higher.
different, I guess, because I remember like this one the last official boyfriend I had. Jeffrey was like, he's like a really good guy. Like he was a pest control guy. Like he had a job, he had, a car and stuff. And so he was like a working dude, which is not normally like kind of, he didn't have he would never been to prison.
Right. Samesies.
And so, anyway, so I was like, man, I'm just not having a good time in this relationship. I think I want to break up. And Jeffrey's like, no, this is the first good guy you've dated in a long time. Like, you need to try to work it out. And I was like, but we fight like all the time. He's like, come on, like relationships are work. That's how it goes. So anyway, one time Jeffrey was there for one of our fights. And he punched, the guy punched a hole through the door, and
White guy.
As you do.
He did. He shattered all my friggin' video games, like broke all the things, and then he started putting his gun together, to like.
White guy.
Yeah, he's a white guy, and he
Got
started doing the whole thing. And Jeffrey's like, "What the fuck, Katarina?" Like, I was like, "Yeah, this is how he is during fights." And then he was like, he just starts putting his gun together, acting like he's gonna shoot you. I was like, he's never done it, I was like, he just yells and breaks stuff and puts his gun together and acts like he's gonna shoot me, but he doesn't. He's like, this isn't normal fights. I was like, this is usually how it goes with my boyfriends, that's how they usually fight with me. Like, I don't stop giving them attitude, but like, I don't hit anybody. I don't hit anybody. I don't get my gun out, I just am like, I'm not gonna like back down to like whatever you're doing. And then they act like they want to shoot me.
He's like, gee as fuck, dude.
You're like a pit bull.
Just like, what's up, dog? What's up, bitch? What, are you gonna shoot me? Those are gonna be the words on your gravestone. Whoa, what are you gonna shoot me?
Okay, so like 2 of my boyfriends, they did not hit me. They didn't.
Good for them.
But they said that both of them said, see, that's why I said, like, they both said, I would never hit you, but I can see why other guys have. And so, so it was one of those things where, like, the first time it was said, I was like, that's really hurtful. That's, like, really mean. And then the second time I laughed. He's like, why the fuck are you laughing? And I was like, no, it's just funny it was said a second time. And so, by a different person. And so, anyway.
And then he hit you.
No, he didn't hit me. He was the one that threatened to shoot me in my front yard, and all my neighbors were there, and it was like a whole thing. He did not hit me, though. And so, anyway. So then I had this roommate. And I told him about that, and, he was like, oh, my God. And he was one of the most passionately, like, that is awful. I can't believe anybody would say that to you. Like, that's just, a guy should never say that to a girl.
Brandon.
Let me guess, he was too soft. Yeah.
It's Brandon.
And he did. He's like, no one should ever say that. It's just unjustifiable. And so, anyway, it's just like, yeah, but it's kind of funny. And so, anyway, so then he moves in, and, like, I said a week, but apparently 3 days in is when this happened. He's standing in the living room. He was shaking. His eye was twitching, and he was like, it's still not justifiable, but I have a better understanding of the situation, and so, like, and I don't know what I did, I don't remember.
What are you possibly doing to these men?
I don't know.
She just got a cat of nine tails.
I don't know.
That would work better than whatever's going on now.
Better.
See,
yeah.
okay, because I work so much and I do I go to comedy, I don't always do comedy, but I go to comedy and I do the D&D
We
thing.
appreciate that.
We really do.
Because I do all that, I'm home for 2 hours a day, every day, maybe less. Except for when I sleep, so I'm asleep, so people cannot put up with me for 2 hours in a day. And it's not 2 hours in a chunk. It's like, like half hour in the morning, half hour at night, maybe an hour in between jobs, or between, whatever. They can't handle just those, like, waking hours, which I'm usually getting ready for work or in between getting ready for my other job or whatever.
I bet it's the lack of affection or personalness or time or I don't know. I'm
not good at that, like, I remember, like, I'm just like, I remember this one, he was, like, really upset about, I don't know, something, and so I was, like, patting him on the back, like, how do you show caring and affection towards somebody, like, they're there,
What would you do to Jay if he was having a hard time? Pat him on the back?
Okay, listen, my best friend is Jeffrey.
Uh-huh.
Best friend in the entire world. I don't remember this, but he told me that one time he was having a really hard time, and I said, I do not know how to emotionally process this, so I'm going to go. And I left. So, that's how I showed affection to my best friend. And so...
I mean, it's honest.
You're like a convict's wet dream.
I don't like people to be around me when I'm upset. Like, I get genuinely upset.
Agreed.
Like, like, I remember, one of my roommates was, like, living with me when my grandma died. And I was really close to her, she just absolutely adored me. And I was crying, and they kept trying to, like, comfort me. And I'm like, don't touch me. I don't want you to be around me at all. And so because that's how I want
Same.
I want to grieve and I want to be upset by myself. I don't want anyone to be around me. I don't want people to touch me. And so I don't know how to, like...
There are few people that I've ever, like, been like, please just fucking hold me.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that for other people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't... Because my dad is one of those, he's very unemotional. He always said, Katarina, you need to control your emotions. And so, it's so showing emotion, like, guys, girls, anything. It's not like a, it's not a misogynistic thing. He just doesn't like emotions from anybody. And so I grew up, and it's funny because my mother, she's so upset about it. She's like, you grew up to be just like your dad. You're a workaholic. You don't show emotion to people. You're not good at relationships. Like, you're just like your father. And it sucks because, like,
she's
all
right.
those things I hated about him, like, cares all about his work and nothing else, and doesn't have, like, a lot of interpersonal relationships, like deep relationships with people. I'm exactly like him, I guess.
That happens. I mean, 50-50 chance, right?
I mean, it seems to be working for you.
Yeah, you're awesome. Look at you. You're on a podcast.
You're still alive and shit, dude.
Yeah, look at me.
So good job. I'm proud of you.
Congratulations, Katarina. You were the most fun fucking guest we've had in here. Will you please do this again?
Yeah, I'll do it.
That's awesome. Might be hard to schedule, but we'll make it work.
Yeah.
JJ doesn't need to go to
Yeah,
therapy.
we'll make it
That's
work.
for-
We'll make it work.
Well, because I got off a little early today to do this, but I could
And
do
I
it.
worked late today to do this.
I heard. Katarina was like, I'm at Old Timers. And I was like, fuck. He said he was going to be at home.
Yeah.
But I figured you guys communicated.
No.
So I didn't dig into it further.
All right, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Yeah, we got comedy
It was-
coming up.
Yup.
Tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying I have the PA, so I have to be there kind of early. You're hosting, bitch. You got to be there early.
Yeah.
I got yelled at for asking you to host. It's a whole thing. I'm scared now. Scared I'm never going to do comedy again in this fucking town.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
She's probably listening because Katarina's on. I'm sorry. I love you.
As long as I bring it tonight, then I think you'll be fine.
Right. Well, that's the thing. When she was like a little weird about it, like, I picked you to be the host. I was like, yeah, but Jadrian's as good or if not better than me on any given day. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
I
I'm
appreciate
tired. I think if you're like firing and I'm tired, it's going to be a better show if you're hosting.
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
And
Yeah.
that was my thought process. And she was like, yeah, but that's not your call. And I was like, that is true. You know what? You're right. And now I feel bad. But that's okay.
Fair enough. Live and you learn.
Yeah. You got anything you want to plug? OnlyFans? Coming now.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Oh, I came already.
Yeah. Yeah. Check out the username Bag of Cat on OnlyFans.
Oh, that is a great username.
No, it's not.
Secondary
Bag of cat.
That's terrible.
secondary username Squandered Talent.
Ooh,
Okie dokie.
yeah, there we go. Squandered cat.
Yeah, you're a comic. Just stop not signing up.
I do. I think about it all the time. All the time.
Just get on stage.
Yeah, we know.
I write. I
And
have
it
so many
pisses us
sets.
off.
I have so many sets written in this book, and I just don't.
It's okay not to do good. How many times have you seen us bomb?
Oh, I mean,
Collectively?
shit.
Okay, see,
Consistently.
here's how I feel about like the Durango comedy scene specifically. You know, a lot of people don't come like all the time because they're like, oh, they just do the same jokes over and over and over. And I know I explained to them like, hey, you know, they're trying to like practice for their showcase. You know, they want to be on. They're trying to perfect the set. You know, and they're like, yeah, but like when they hear the same joke, like. That's why Alex doesn't come. That's why John doesn't come. That's why like all these people don't want to come because they're like, you know, you're probably not going up. That's, you know, we want to go see you, and then, you know, we don't want to hear the same jokes over and over. And so
Then not see you.
So I feel like I can't try to perfect a set. I can't do a set again.
Oh,
you know?
because your shitty friends that know nothing about
No,
comedy
no.
have prevented
That's a lot
you
of
from
no,
pursuing
a lot of people.
your fucking calling.
Well, you see people walk out, you know, when they're just like, oh, I've heard this bit before.
Yeah, right
then
after Jason's set.
Then
Every
everyone
time.
and then
Just
everyone goes
kidding.
and they go smoke a cigarette, and it's just like, you know, I don't know. I just don't want to like redo a set, I guess, you know, and you know, that's why that one night when I was bombing, I was like, well, I'm gonna pocket this set because like. I'm not going to do it again, you know, and I'd really like to do this set because I would really like to talk about this, and I'm not going to waste it on people that aren't going to laugh. You
Yeah,
know?
but there wasn't that many people.
And they were staring at me like I wasn't funny at all.
Okay.
Everybody in that room was kind of in mood. Anyways, the point is that like eventually you're gonna get over that feeling of, and you're gonna notice that you end up telling it different anyways, or maybe you won't. Maybe you're very Carlin-esque and like you do it word by word by word.
Like you've heard a lot of my
but-
stories over and
but
over again.
Either way, it
Like that's why you start laughing before I tell the story because you already know how
God
it
damn
goes.
it, that's me. That is me. That sounds like a me thing to do.
No, but you're like the best comic in town. Nobody knows it yet.
Yeah.
Like you're built for this shit.
Yeah, dude. Like straight up. There's something about the way that you just talk and like the way you explain your side of stories and just the experiences you've been through that make you a comic if you would just sign up more.
I'm still terrified to go up, and if people are walking out while I'm like, they're like, "Oh, I've heard this before."
Oh, it does hurt. It hurts.
That's gonna
it
hurt
hurts
my feelings.
for a while.
Yeah, I've started addressing it.
No, it still
Just-
hurts. Yeah, you kind of got to just like, okay, goodbye, good night. But it's rough. No, it's hard to get started, and I'm glad I've been seeing you more often. I mean, I've seen you do like 2 sets in the last like 3 months. So like, Actually, I think I've seen you do 3. Anyways, it's nice to see you signing up more, and I definitely want to see more. It's been a pleasure to have you on the podcast and so I can have people get to know you, because people should know you so that you can find a new roommate. You know?
And I feel like you've got way more stories than we tapped into.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, she's a goddamn gold mine.
I wish there wasn't comedy. I wish this was like a Sunday afternoon and nobody had shit to do and we could just go for 4 hours.
We really could just wind her up and just fucking go. She's
just sit back and
Yeah.
let it happen.
I mean, that's basically what happened today.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just me reacting. Like,
Yeah. No, you made this super easy on us. That's why I wasn't worried about this at all.
But yeah, please come back. I don't know when, but let's do it again for sure.
Okay.
A bunch of times. You're fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
You got anything to promote other than your OnlyFans? I'm telling you, bag of cats. Bag of cat.
I'm not gonna make
It has to be
Bag of
cat.
cats.
No.
Jay?
Nah, dude.
Word. Yeah, you know where to find us. Links in the description.
Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, whatever.
Yeah. His links are in the description.
I recently started putting my comedy on Instagram and Facebook. I didn't do that for a long
Did it
time.
make you feel
Oh.
better or worse?
Oh, I felt really good about it. A lot
Nice.
of people, a decent amount of people liked it, that I thought.
Reacted positively?
Yeah.
That's awesome, because you're hilarious. I put my comedy on Instagram and people are like, fuck you.
Yeah, so
It's happened.
definitely subscribe to her.
Yeah.
Her OnlyFans, her Instagram, and follow her on Facebook.
Yeah, links in the description if she wants me to put them there. I'll talk about this with her personally.
She'll probably take you home and try to get you to move.
Yeah, she needs a roommate, so I guess let's advertise. Fuck it. All right, thanks for listening, everybody. Thank you, Katarina. You're
Yeah,
the
thanks for
best.
having me.
Bye.
Peace.
Yeah. So basically, my name is Trip. Yeah. You can call me whatever you want. Alright, I'm just gonna be fly. Yeah. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. What it is you really bringing to the table, Jack? Get it chopping like a little lumberjack. Let the homie bring it back when I write a little rap, huh? What you think about that? Yeah. I know you ain't thinking this swag. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to sound too cocky. I'm just feeling yep, alright. Yep, alright. Yep, alright. Yep, alright. Yep, alright. Yep, alright. Flow circle with the homies, still rapping on Dilla. Yeah, repping all the spots I live, the people know I killed them. That's right. Turn off the lights, give me a light. We the brightest in this building. And throw up them hands if y'all really feel me. That's some realness, it's chronic flow. Yeah, I got a chronic illness, and I want the world to feel this. Yo, that's just how I kill it. How do I cure it then? They wondering about the antidote. Just put them headphones on, man, that's the dope. Yeah, give them a dose of rap. Then I can toast to that. Knew that I hold my craft, doing it, I'm in the soda rap. This American cat, but my ears ain't wet. Been working, dog, working my ass to death. Oh, yes, said it ain't easy. I never had no freebie. Them rappers giving handouts, but I stand out to completely better than Weezy, better than Jeezy, better than Jay-Z. This just crazy. I'm so amazing, never been lazy. When it comes to spin, man, nobody wanna play me. I'm just feeling yep, alright. Yep, alright. Yep, alright. Yep, alright. Yep, alright. Yep, alright. I wouldn't let him catch me dead or alive. I survive. I'm taking all my people on a new ride. Do right, that's good business. Talking about more than riches, but rappers keep blowing up just like the 4th of July. Said, oh my, that record label must be out of their mind. I know that their flowing ain't better than mine. You're like like they pulled this cat right out of the sky. Yo, I'm tired of these magicians, they tricking the sinner's eyes. I keep trucking, pushing around in my bucket. Coming up, I'm 25, and man, I'm feeling real lucky. Got something big on the way, I keep that radio bumping all season. Ain't no reason that them stations give me no love, and I love it. And I give it all to the public. I'm busting, I'm running, I'm jumping round. All of the dumbest prima donnas. Did they forget that they didn't come up from nothing? I want nothing of it. The front and man, I'm pushing my buttons, okay? I'm just feeling yep, alright. Yep, alright. Yep, alright. Yep, alright. I'm gon' do this always. No doubt about it, I'm gon' do this always. No doubt about it, I'm gon' do this always. No doubt about it, I'm gon' do this always.